Good morning everyone, this is Amanda Warren. I am the animal communicator and we're doing animal chatters today. This is one of our very first episodes. We're at a lady's place called Teresa and hopefully I'll be able to help her today with her two animals. I'll give her a reading and whatever else happens, you never know. We are at Teresa's house and we're just about to go inside. I'm just about to knock on the door. Hello. Hello. How are you? I'm good. Good to see you. Thank you. Just come into your home.
Yeah. Make yourself at home.
Thank you so much. I feel like the cavalry has arrived.
Oh, please. We've got a couple of crazies in the house.
Bag of tricks. Oh, really?
Yeah.
All right. So what I will first do is probably sit down and have a chat. I can hear them at the back actually. Okay, we're going to do some calm healing here, guys. Chill. That worked.
Yeah.
Try and get these guys to just calm for a second. I might edit that bit.
Jenna, look.
Alright, would you cut for a sec? Oh, here we go. Oh, they work. They're fine. Calming now. Okay, down we go. Okay, we're having some calm now. Yeah. There we go. Calmness. That's good. That's good. Sit down. Sit down. Sit down. Good babies. Do some calming. There we go. Isn't that better? Well, there you go. How was that?
Very good.
Yeah, look, it's still sitting there.
He's having a drink.
That's alright.
Yeah.
He's gone away and he's chilled now, so they're not as crazy when we first walked in. Oh,
She's just found her voice though. So she's using it. Hello, darling.
so you got that? Yeah. You're a legend.
I haven't stopped. I'll edit it later on.
You like it? Jenna, look. Jenna, look.
So what we might do is I'm thinking that we might just sit down and have a little bit of a chat and then we'll bring the dogs in afterwards. Working on them to chill.
Yeah.
So let's go with that.
Acrobat dog.
Do it before, we can take this and then we can do it after when she's sitting down, but I'll leave that up to you because you know what you're doing. Okay, calm down. Alright. Yep, they've gone. No more acrobats. Alrighty.
Yeah, he's a little bit, he's got a lot of agility, that one. The little one's like a slug and she would fall on her back and crack at him. She'd do something to him. Alright, sit down.
Alright, well thank you so much
That's
for
okay. Thanks for
allowing us
coming.
to come to your home.
Yep.
And so we've all of a sudden we've got these guys to settle down. Thank goodness. It was
Carnage.
yeah, it was crazy. They're all over the place.
Anytime
And,
someone comes to my house, it's just full on. I have them on the lead, and we have regular people because Mum has carers coming for cleaning and things like that, the gardener, and they're always going off their nut. So to have them calm with people here that they don't know isn't a bad thing.
That's good.
Yeah.
But I actually was just getting to what I did was I just got sent them some really calming energy, and it's almost like, oh, okay, I'm all good.
Yeah. Well, she sat down straight away. She's like, "Oh, I love you."
They
And this is
always
like,
do.
"No, I don't know about this."
So I'm not going to specifically talk about those two because when I walked in here, is it your dad that's passed? Yeah. Because I felt your dad coming in. I know this is animal chatters, but I felt your dad coming
It
in.
was his birthday yesterday.
Because he was right behind me. I could sense him when I came into your yard, and he's had quite a few. You've had quite a few animals that have passed over.
Yeah.
There's quite. Was there a big dog that you had?
I had a Saint Bernard, yeah.
Saint Bernard, because I've got a big dog coming
Yeah.
through. And your
was
dad
a
was
long
bringing,
time ago.
yeah, your dad was bringing him through. All the rest is sort of medium-sized and
Yeah, there's
so
a couple.
forth.
There's a Saint Bernard, a massive cross, a
Massive
boxer.
cross,
So there's
boxer.
a couple. Yeah.
I got the Saint Bernard coming through, right, quite a large dog.
Mhm.
Was that about 20 odd years ago? Or
Yeah.
something? Yeah, because Dad shows me. Dad was a nice man, wasn't he?
Yeah, he's beautiful.
Beautiful man. Did
Mhm.
did he grow up in a farming area or something?
He
I
did.
just love the open spaces.
Yeah.
I
He,
feel like he's.
he was born in Holland and they were on a farm there.
Ah,
and
that's what he's talking about, farming open spaces, because he's
Yeah.
shown me from a boy he loved open spaces, and there seemed to be a lot of animals way back with him.
Yeah.
So that would make sense of the Saint Bernard and the open spaces and so forth. Your dad's, did he pass quite quickly, your dad?
Yeah.
Because I feel, was this like a heart attack or something with him? It was felt sudden.
Yeah, he had a brain tumour.
Yeah, I was just about to point to my head
What, so you don't
because I'm doing
Yeah.
this and I'm going, something to do with blood. He's showing me sudden passing blood.
Yeah.
And I felt pain in the head area. So he's bringing through, a lot of times what happens is our loved ones pick up our animals.
Yep.
So he has almost all of the animals that have ever
Yeah.
passed with
He
you.
loved his animals.
He did. I could feel that. I could sense him. And he's showing me on a farm, and then he said he passed away very suddenly,
Yeah.
as you acknowledged before. And I'm like, blood, something
Yeah.
very painful. I'm so sorry. I make
Oh,
a lot
that's
of
all right.
people cry. It's my job. He's a
So,
beautiful man, and
he
you
is.
still have that connection with him. But the Saint Bernard, and then was there two other little dogs that were together before these two? Because I've got two more coming through.
Not with me, but with him. They had chihuahuas.
Oh,
yeah.
he's showing me little dogs, and
chihuahuas.
he's saying to me,
They were
because
his.
I'm seeing little dogs around him, and he's
Yeah.
saying two at a time, two
Yeah.
and two and two and two
Yeah.
and two, and this seemed to continue through his life.
Yeah.
So
we
that's
pretty
the
much always had two dogs.
two dogs
Yeah.
at a time, because
Yeah.
he's saying got these two, these two, these two. We've all had them all together, and he's showing me the little. I felt little.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he had chihuahuas in the early days, and then kind of Maltese kind of dogs afterwards. So
That
yeah.
that was what I kept seeing, the little dogs,
Yeah.
the cute little ones, that
Yeah.
fluffy and furry and,
Yeah.
and things like that. Now I know that we have your cat here. I noticed her when she came in.
Yeah, there's two of them in here.
I was going to say, is there another one here?
Yeah.
Because I'm actually feeling two.
Yeah.
And another one has passed, hasn't it?
Cat. Oh,
Yes.
I've got cats in my life that have passed.
Passed over.
Yeah.
Okay. I want to concentrate on, what's her name? Like Ellie or something, or Millie? What is it?
I had a Millie dog.
Oh, Millie.
But
I
she's
have
still
Millie.
alive. Jezebel.
So that's Jezebel.
Yeah.
And who's the other cat?
Moo.
Moo. Do they come in at different times?
Yeah.
Because they tell me they're different ages, different times. So we've got Moo and Jezebel,
Mhm.
right? But you had a dog called Molly, was it? Or
Millie. Yeah, she's still alive.
She's still alive.
Close to end of life, but yeah.
She wants to come through and have a chat too.
Okay.
Is she a smaller dog as well?
She's stuffy.
Staffy.
Yeah, so middle.
She's telling me different to these two.
Yeah.
So we've got Millie.
Mhm.
And what is she, about 17 now?
15.
15,
yeah,
16.
yeah.
Because so she obviously doesn't live here, does she?
No, she's with my ex.
She's with your ex. She's still living. Millie wanted to have, she pushed the cats out of the way, and all of a sudden I felt this dog. It's Millie, I want to talk to Mum. So she's about 15, 16
Yeah,
years of
about
age
that,
now, and
yeah.
you got her from a puppy, did you?
Oh, she was
one.
young.
Young,
Yeah, but
yeah.
she wasn't a puppy, no.
She tells me very young. I feel like he's had her for a long time. And she's telling me she's very connected to you, so that's why
Yeah.
I know nothing about what is about to come through here. So
Yeah.
I just go with whatever information I pick up. So I'm just letting people know that I have no prior information about you whatsoever, and that is how I do my work. But Millie is coming through, and she's saying, got heart problems, has she?
I don't know. I know she's not moving much. That's all I've been told.
She wants you to know how much she misses you. Have you not seen her for about 5 or 6 years or something? I feel like it's been a long time. And she said, I never forgot you, Mum. And I wanted you to know that I know that everything that happened was not your fault. So she's still living. She said, so when I pass, I can come and visit you whenever I want to. You never stop loving her.
No.
And she never stopped loving you. And that's what I said. Surprise, we never know what's going to come through. And she's just telling you how much she loves you. And that even though you haven't seen her, as she tells me, I haven't seen my mummy for many years, I never forgot my mummy.
That's nice.
And even though I'm coming to the end of life,
Yeah.
thank you, Mummy, for loving me, because I feel like you still think about her, you still
Yeah, I
send her
always
this
ask
love.
about her.
Yes, because she said you never stop loving me, and I know that you have been sending me lots of love and lots of healing, even though I have not seen you for a long time.
Yeah, it's been
Wow.
5 years since I've seen her, so
That's what she said, 5 years since
Yeah.
you've actually seen her, and she said, but it's okay, Mum, I never forgot you. And even though it's coming up to the end of my life, and I'm ready to be assisted over the Rainbow Bridge.
yeah, that's what I'm scared about. That because I know with my other dog that was left behind, I went for a visit just to pick some stuff up. This was way back, not long after we separated, and Billy, my boxer, who came through another time with someone, he wasn't
He'd
well.
go down with him
Yeah.
really quickly.
He had cancer.
He had, was this in the lower part of his body?
Yeah, so when I got
She's still living, so she wanted to come through,
Yeah.
and I was going to bring through some after. Okay, so Billy, your dad was showing me another dog that had come through that had passed over.
Yeah.
And he passed downhill really quickly, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yes, that's the big dog that your dad was mentioning
Oh, okay,
before.
so that's Billy, that's a boxer.
That's Billy, that's
Yeah.
the boxer.
Yeah.
And also Dad had his, that was his, was it, the Saint
No,
Bernard?
that was mine.
Oh, that was yours
Yeah.
as well. So the Saint Bernard and the boxer are coming through, but I don't think they knew each other, did they?
No.
So Billy's saying, I'm ready to pick up, sorry, what's her name?
Millie.
Millie. Should know that because I said it before. Billy is ready to pick up Millie.
Yeah, well, hopefully she's assisted. I've asked my boys to keep an eye on her because with Billy, I went there for a surprise visit.
I feel it was really quick with him. And
His
it was
abdomen
really
was just full of, he was hemorrhaging internally,
yeah.
part of the cancer apparently.
Yes,
So,
and that was what he was showing me. He's coming through. I'm going to get to the afterlife one soon, but the living one, Millie, has said, I'm not afraid to go.
yeah.
I love my family. And when we've had to, what I say is assist them over the Rainbow Bridge, it's actually what we do. I have never ever had an animal come through and say, you took my life, you just, they understand that we're only trying to end their suffering and not their life. So they understand that we are only doing this because we love them. And they go on loving us, they don't stop loving
Well, I
us.
actually said to my eldest son Sunday, he came to visit me, and I said, how's Millie? And he goes, Mum, she's not moving around much. And I said, is she in pain? He's like, I don't know. And I said, look, keep an eye on her, and if she gets close to not being here, make the decision to take her to the
Make
vet.
that decision.
I said, don't let her
absolutely,
suffer.
because we don't want to see them suffer, and that's why she's coming through to me now and saying it's very close to end of life with me. And I know that you didn't get to see me for a long time, but she said, I know you love me. And thank you. She said, I think this decision's going to have to be made soon, because she's saying I'm just not feeling. She's really struggling on a lot of levels.
It's out of my control, unfortunately. I don't speak to
I
Meg,
know,
so
and that's the thing.
all I can do is ask the boys to,
To do the
the
right
right
thing
thing.
by her, and this is what she's asking you to say to them. Can you please tell them to do the right thing by me?
I did say it Sunday, but I'll reinforce it again.
Reinforce it again. That's why she's coming
Yeah.
through, because she must have known that you had or one of your sons had visited you, and then they were going to go back to where Millie is living. So that's a big surprise. We didn't know anything about that, but
No.
she's just come through and gone, hey, Mum,
Need some help.
I need some help here. It's okay. Like I said, sometimes we think, we're taking their life, but we're not. So we just had a really a wonderful surprise visit from a living dog called Millie, which was a surprise for all of us. I heard the name Millie, and then all of a sudden I felt this dog come through, and I felt still living, but really needed to talk to Teresia about what's going on and how she's feeling right now, end of life and so forth. So that was a really nice surprise and wonderful for Teresa to hear what Millie had to say about what is going on in her family. Even though she hasn't seen her mum for about 5 years, she somehow knew her mum was going to be talking to me today. So this is what I do. This is the interesting stuff that I do. I never know what's going to come through or who's going to come through or what they're going to say. We also had Teresa's dad come through, and lovely man. He brought through a Saint Bernard and another dog, Billy, that had actually passed over. So we're having a wow of a time here, and I hope you're enjoying this. And I've made Teresa cry.
Oh, it's all good. It happens easily these days.
It does, doesn't it? Especially when it comes to animals.
Yeah.
When I mentioned about the passing over, the assisting over the Rainbow Bridge, they're never angry at us for having to make that decision. They know that we're only trying to end their suffering, not their lives. They go on loving us. So when she does pass, she'll be out of pain.
Come visit me.
She will come and visit you, absolutely. I've done readings for people that the animals have been gone for 40, 50, 60, 70 years, and they have still come through. So now we're going to connect to the two cats that we were trying to connect to. I don't have control over this, I'm sorry.
That's
I just
all right.
go with, Millie's
the
like,
flow.
hello, I want to talk to my mum. Okay, where'd you come from? All right, so we've got the two cats. We have Annabelle, was it? Jezebel and Moo. These two cats came in at different times, did they? Because I feel like they, but was one of an actual proper rescue?
Yeah, in a sense.
Was that Annabelle?
No, that's Jezebel, but no, Moo.
Jezebel, Moo. Because one of them's saying, well, I just came in as a cat, but the other one is coming in like, you were not expecting Moo, were you? It was almost like...
In a sense we were, but we didn't think that he'd survive getting here. He came from a deceased estate.
He came from a deceased estate, right. What I'm picking up on with Moo is his circumstances were different to Jezebel. Completely different.
Yeah.
So it felt like, did you get Jezebel from a young cat?
Yeah,
did
she
you
was
a
a
kitten?
kitten, yeah.
Because she said she came in, but then Moo is telling me that his circumstance of you ending up with him was completely different. What happened?
It was my fiance's brother who passed away, and it was his cat.
Okay, so you guys turned around and said, yes, I'll take him.
Yeah,
He was
part
only
of it.
young then though, wasn't
No.
he? How old was he? About 11 or 12, sorry?
No, he would have been about 15.
Who's the other cat? The one, there's another one coming through. Did you have another one that's 1 or 2 years of age that passed away?
Ages ago there was a cat called Speedo.
Hit by a vehicle.
Yeah. Oh, there's actually, well, one was young that was hit by a vehicle. His name was Speedo. Obviously not that fast. And the other one, she was about 11.
That's why I'm getting the 1 and the 11.
Yeah,
because I've got, as I said, I never know. So Speedo was hit by the vehicle, is that right?
Yeah, and
yes,
so
because
was,
he tells me, he was only young though.
Yeah,
What, was he about 1 or something?
yeah, if that,
And
yeah.
this was a number of years ago.
Yeah,
Long time ago. Because your dad's bringing through different animals, different, and I felt there was. Sometimes they like to help us with our guilt of feeling I should have done this or I should have done that. But I think he escaped. Did he?
Yeah, he wasn't supposed to be out.
He was, because he tells me he escaped. He wasn't supposed to be out on the road. He said I got out. And I took off across the road, and sadly that's when it's happened. Okay, and I'm sorry. So Dad's bringing through the 1-year-old cat that had passed away. I'm trying to get to your two, but it's to keep getting other animals coming through. So none of which are actually here. They're all either passed over or they're living somewhere else.
Yeah.
So, and then there was another one I picked up on about 11. So was that a female? Was it that had passed
Moggy,
over? Yeah. Was hers very sudden as well?
Yeah, she was.
Felt like her whole body shut down.
Yeah, she was. I think she committed suicide, to be honest. She ran underneath a car in a driveway.
Because she was telling me she was sick beforehand.
Yeah. We'll keep
And
an eye on her.
I felt her whole body had, she tells me that she had a lot of ailments, a lot of illness. And sometimes when these cats pass over, because of circumstances that they cause in their own suicide, so to speak, and I don't mean that in a negative way, but sometimes if they know that they're going to become quite ill and they either disappear or they take themselves off and they'll go and take their own lives because it's like, well, I don't want to go to the hospital, I don't want to go to the vets, I don't want to be a burden on my family, I don't want to have to go through this or go through that. So they make the choice themselves, and that is what she made. I made this choice to go away. I felt she was quite diseased through the body.
She was. Yeah, she was older than what she was physically older than what she was, in her 11 years. She was deteriorating, but she was happy. I felt that she was happy in herself. She would go out the front, she'd lay in the sun, she'd come back inside. So it was a pretty crazy life. And then one day she went 2 doors down and laid in the driveway when the car came home.
She knew. They know.
Yeah,
they know. They do this. It's a deliberate act. Because they no longer want to be here because they're starting to suffer and they know that it's easier for them to put themselves out of their own misery. So, so what was her name? Moggy.
With lots of weird names.
It's okay. So she's also come through. So we've had Moggy and
Speedo.
that both took their own lives because they wanted to talk about the one was hit by a vehicle. He said he didn't suffer though. He said it was so quick. He said I did not suffer, but Moggy was saying that she was quite sick for quite some time. So different circumstances. This was an accident and this was a deliberate attempt to take their own lives. Take her own life. So we're slowly hedging towards your cats and dogs that are living here. We'll eventually get to them. So there is a cat that's living here. Apart from Jezebel. You've had Jezebel all her life, have you? I feel like she's been here.
She was from a kitten.
Yes, because she tells me she's been here from a kitten.
Yeah. She turned 5 on the 6th.
Hello there.
There she is there.
Look who we've got here. Did you want to...
Hello,
darling. She knew we were talking about her, so she's like, okay, I'm just going to come up and say hello.
It's like she just likes to make a piggy of herself.
I was just doing a 3D on her to see if there was anything that had come up through any kind of, if there was anything, because I connect to animals and do a lot of healings. As you know, I'm an animal healer as well as an animal medium. And so my title is Animal Communicator, Animal Healer, Animal Behaviorist, and Animal Healer. So I do all of those things all together. But she tells me that she's fine. I don't feel there's anything, I never assume that because a cat's only 5 or 6 years of age that they're absolutely, or any animal to that fact, is if there's anything wrong. But she tells me she's absolutely fine. She just likes the taste of the grass. So she's happy to be an indoor cat. And she is not really that. She does like to take a look about what's going on outside, but then she'll look around and she'll go, a little bit risky. Don't think I'll do that.
We built a cat enclosure outside for her, so she'd go out and have some sun, and she's in there 15 minutes and she's meowing.
She showed me that she's not really that bothered about going outside, whereas some cats are just like, let me out there, let me out there.
She likes to go out in the sun, but other than that, she's happy just to be inside. So. Which is good because we've got busy roads front and back, so and dogs everywhere. So if she got out, she's just got no sense at all because she's never been out there. So
no, and this is why she actually feels very safe in the house. So she knows these two, and she's not bothered about them. And here we go, she's come up beside you.
Hello, darling.
Hello, beautiful. Yes, we're talking about you.
Hello,
darling girl. It's funny how when we're talking to them, they actually do like to come and have a chat.
Hello, darling.
Aww. Don't you? Hey, you're a foodaholic, aren't you? I'm definitely a foodie.
So she gets called Belly.
Oh,
she
Belly
has a big belly as well. Jezebel Belly. We sometimes have to diet her sometimes because she gets a little bit piggy.
Oh, that's why she's talking about the food. So she has to be a little bit. She said, "Oh, I don't mind."
Yeah, she's got the slow feeder for the dry food and things like that. Otherwise, she'll just make a piggy of herself.
She did mention the food thing about wanting to have too much food, but so she's going to come and sit with us, aren't you, darling?
Oh, your hair coming out. Oh, thank you. I'll take you some of that.
Yeah, that's cat heaven, isn't it? My house is covered in it.
Andrew's actually allergic to cats, and she's a Devon, so she's apparently low allergenic, but he still gets a little bit. What's that, darling? Oh, it's in your face.
So the other cat that you have,
Moo. He's in the back bedroom. He's 18, so he's been recently diagnosed with hypothyroidism, so he's on medication for that. We thought we were going to lose him, and then he was diagnosed, and he's kind of come back, but he's full of arthritis, and he's old, and Andrew it's the last thing left of his brother, so doesn't want to give him up, and he's not suffering too much, but he's close.
I was on the phone this morning to a lady in Scotland, and her cat is 20.
Oh wow!
Yeah, so I do clients. I connect to animals all over the world, overseas, and she was actually in Scotland.
Oh.
And even like I never assumed this one person's got an accent that. That's where they are. So anyway, so I picked up on her cat. I said, 18 years old? And she goes, yes. 19, we think nearly 20. Was Andrew's brother sick for a while?
Yeah.
Because he shows me illness. And he said that Hello, beautiful. You are just gorgeous. Yes, you are. Aren't you? She's like, I'm very curious about you. Because you can hear me.
Mm-hmm.
You are listening to me.
She does.
Hello, darling.
I'll
You're
switch
funny.
it off.
Steal the show, why don't you? It's my show, not yours.
She goes, no, I'm here now.
I felt a lot of ailments around him.
Mm.
Was there heart as well with him?
Don't know. He was.
Just lungs. Struggling to breathe. I feel like there was quite a few ailments with him, and he went downhill really quickly.
When he finally passed, like, there's no autopsy or anything done.
No, there was a lot. He said a lot going on with him. There was he'd been sick for a while, and he said that he wanted to thank you for taking his cat because he was. I felt like he fought continuously so that he could stay with the cat.
The night that he passed, he actually was at a mate's place, and he went back home and to feed the cat, make sure he was okay, and then went back to his mate's house after that, and then he passed that night at his mate's. But he had a couple of strokes, and he was an alcoholic and things like that. So there was a lot going on.
There was a lot going on with him, and this is what he was showing me. There was an enormous amount of underlying issues that he had said that he had for quite some time. But he's at peace over there, and what he wanted you to know is thank you for taking my cat for me. That was the only thing I felt that he truly loved on this planet.
It was,
and that cat and him were the best of mates. So when sorry, what's his name?
Andrew. Moo or
Moo. When Moo passes,
I know who
Andrew's laughing. He had a good sense of humour, didn't he?
No, that was Marty.
Marty, sorry, had a good sense of humour. But he's just thanking you for taking his cat. He said, I was very sick for a long time. I went downhill very suddenly. I had a lot of ailments. He said, but the only thing that I ever wanted to stay alive for was my cat.
Yeah, I believe that.
And he said, I only lived for the kitty.
Yeah, there wasn't much else in his life.
No,
so.
That's what he was saying. There was really nothing else. I wasn't feeling family, children, wife, or anything like that. If there wasn't any when he passed over. But he said he just passed really quickly. And he said it was like a jolt like that.
Okay.
And he said, next minute I was standing over my body.
No.
This is Uncle Moo.
Hello, beautiful.
Just goes up high. I might just let him do whatever he wants to do. 'Cause he
Hello,
doesn't.
darling.
There you go. Where are you going to go?
Hi, baby. So this is Mr. Moo.
This is Mr. Moo.
Hi, you're handsome.
He's going to run back.
So that's okay. That's all right. He can go back in if he wants to. So we got a little bit of a glimpse of him.
Yeah. He's not very social.
No, he's not. I felt that. I felt a bit of attitude. You're not the boss of me. Don't tell me what to do. I'll do things my way, and I always have been. That's the way. I mean, animals have personalities just like people do. So here we have two incredibly excited dogs. As soon as we opened the doors to let them in, they were just all over the place. So,
Hi, we're here.
Hello.
so I'm going to sit down. Yes, I am. I'm just going to move you over here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to attempt to calm them. Because we did that before. We had them calm down before. Once I can get them to listen to me, we can get them to calm. Right. Calm. Good. That's better. That is better. Okay. Right. A little better. A little better. You're like a little tornado. There's going to be a lot of editing in this one. Oh. Right, sit. Right, so what we're going to do, you need to learn boundaries, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm not going to let you...
I'm not going to interfere. I'm just going to let you do your thing. And I'm going to sit here.
So you need to learn boundaries. You are not... Right. This is my boundary, not yours. Okay? Everybody has to be on the same page. When you're disciplining your animal, everybody has to be on the same page. See that I didn't yell or scream or reef or anything like that. I just pushed and said, this is my space. You are not to sit here. So they've respected that, they've understood. But if everybody's not on the same page, then you're going to have all kinds of difficulties.
So I won't
So she
allow
thinks that every human.
Yeah, I won't allow her to jump all over me yet. She tries to do it all the time. And I say
This is the problem that we've got going on
I say to
here.
Andrew, you know, she can't jump up on your mum like that. You know,
No.
she's 77. She can't be jumping up on your mum like that. She is a sloth.
This is a repetitive training to teach them that with your hands they are not to do
I
this.
just constantly push her away,
Yes,
push her
exactly.
away.
And we're not being aggressive, we're not yelling, screaming, because that actually doesn't work.
No.
When you're yelling and screaming,
No,
and giving them love when love is. See, I'm not patting her.
No.
I refuse to pat her until she has decided that I'm telling her this is my space and you are not to enter my space. So she will eventually calm down.
This is
Just ignore
unusual
it.
behaviour for him.
It's unusual.
Yeah. Like he's obviously being submissive to you, and I want to
He
play.
is being
and-
submissive to me,
Yeah.
and that's what he's trying to do. He's trying to get my attention because I wasn't going to take his nonsense, so he's being submissive and wanting to. It's like, I like you, I like you. So he never normally acts like this.
No, not with strangers, no.
So he wants my attention because I'm not.
He's
I'm
like, look at me, I'm cute.
Okay,
And you're adorable.
so submissively he now has my attention.
Yeah.
That's what you wanted. See, affection.
Yep.
We took a little bit of time, but affection is now given because this is what he wanted.
This is Winston's turn, Missy. Wait. Oh, good boy. Winnie.
Okay,
No,
that's what
not-
you wanted.
You can do that with me, but not with strangers.
See, he earned it. He's earned it.
No.
He's look at him. He's on his
It's got
face.
a little love heart on
No,
his
you
belly.
stop licking me.
You want it. He wants my energy. You see, he's loving my energy. Hey, oh look at that.
Down.
Amanda.
You
Jenna.
love Annie Amanda. Yes, you do. Don't get too excited, or we're just going to stop altogether. Okay. I know you want my attention, okay? So you have to be calm. You have to be calm. Right, there we go. Calm. You can have my attention if you're going to be calm. Alright, so there we go. There's the calmness. No, alright, I won't touch if you're going to be silly. I think this energy is bouncing off you.
Yeah. You're all kinds of crazy, aren't you, darling?
Now we have calm. We
Yeah,
have
that's
calm.
better.
That's what you wanted.
That's
I
better.
spoke too soon.
Good girl.
Alright. So both of these are actually in very good shape and emotionally.
Cool.
You can also, you know, some people I go to their houses or I talk to them over the phone and their animals are absolutely just emotionally crazy and just all over the place. Just like humans.
Yeah.
You get the ones that are very dysfunctional, have anxiety, have you know, depression and things like that that have happened, things have happened in the
Yeah.
past. It's not necessarily rescue dogs. It can be
Oh.
it can be any dog.
Yeah. Something's not quite. Okay, you're going to go down to the ground now, miss. Turn yourself inside out.
She is very challenging, but look at this one.
Oh no, he's just an absolute guy.
Putty in my hands. Look at this. Submissive. See, I've allowed him into my space, and I said yes, as long as you behave yourself. So Winston is like, no, you just no. Winston is like, go away. This is my time out. Okay.
She quite often lays upside down on the couch like that. He never does. Sometimes when it's just with me. But yeah, she'll lay like that 24/7. I've got nothing but photos of her upside down like that. Whereas, kissy. Aww.
He's like, I want what you've got. And she's like, no, I'm not sharing. I'm not sharing.
She just spoiled it for you, didn't he? Come on, Baba. Right, stay there.
So we've just witnessed what calming energy can do and what it can't do.
Can't do. There's no hope for you, is there, darling? You're all kinds of crazy.
I'm not touching. No, go away. No.
No.
I'm not going to have this nonsense again. I think that's a wrap. What do you think?
Awesome.
Yep.
There are two puppies that are racing around the side of the house that want to say goodbye to Auntie Amanda before she goes.
You
How
know.
funny is that?
I know.
Thank you so much.
thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Lovely having you here.
Lovely to see you.
Yeah, you
and
too.
thank you for having us.
Oh, my
And,
pleasure. It's lovely.
all right.
Perfect. Thank you,
Thank
again
you
for
so
coming.
much, darling.
Really appreciate you coming here and
My pleasure.
giving some lovely calming energy to my babies.
Yes, thank you.
So thank you again.
All right.
We're at the gate waiting
They're
to
at
say
the
goodbye
gate
to you.
waiting to see. Well, that was a really exciting morning. We had a lot of success, and Teresa really enjoyed her reading. Now, don't forget to subscribe, press the like button,
Hit the notification bell.
hit the notification bell. I know how to communicate with animals, but technology, hopeless. Thank you very much, everyone, and we'll see you later in the next episode. See what happens. Wow.